let me state emphatically and without any iota of doubt that as a caucus, the minority caucus, we are not against any policy initiative that seeks to provide a clean, credible, reliable database of persons who hold SIM cards in our country and use same for transacting private or public business. However, we are against any attempt to illegally carry out what should be a legal mandate. The NIA, a state agency under the Ministry of Interior, is the sole body for the issuance of Ghana cards and has proven to be unable to meet the demands of Ghanaians who have made a request for the Ghana card. The NIA's operations are fraught with a lot of systemic challenges. We have grouped 5 of these challenges that the NIA faces. The first is persons whose cards have been missing and have gone to the NIA for replacement and are unable to get replacement cards. The second group is persons who registered since 2018 and whose cards have been printed but are in different locations. The third group of persons are persons who registered but have errors on their cards. These errors are either a wrong picture or a misspelled name, and the NIA is unable to correct those cards. The fourth group of persons are persons who have married or have had change of names, and those do not match with their Ghana cards that were issued and want new Ghana cards issued. And the last group of persons are persons attempting to deal with all the issues above and have gone to re-register, but the system has flagged them as double registration. All of these individuals are unable to access Ghana cards.
Sam George, speaking with the media at the press conference, said the president must ensure that the registration goes beyond the 31st July deadline.
I want to use this means to call on His Excellency President Nana Addo Akuffo to instruct his Minister for Communications and Digitalizations to rescind her decision on the deadline, as it holds potential national security implications for millions of Ghanaians who have not been able to, due to no fault of theirs, register their SIM cards. We urge the President and National Security Minister not to treat this issue with kid gloves and take cognizance of the brewing threat of terror and ensure that millions of Ghanaians who earn a living by the use of their SIM cards on a daily basis are not disenfranchised.
The date extension, the ranking member APA Hussaini said, should be to the end of December.
I've had the opportunity to sit with the minister and indicate to her that she should include other forms of identification, such as the voter ID card, which is popular. The voter ID card, for instance, there are over 70 million Ghanaians who have a voter ID card. Can you imagine that if they allow the voter ID card, how many Ghanaians can immediately go and authenticate their SIM cards? It's there. And so, with the deadline looming, we are seeing that there's a looming danger of millions of Ghanaians being denied their fundamental human rights, their big constitutional right given to them. And let me also add that the SIM cards they are using today are a product of what they got by law under 2010 and 2011. And so you have no right to make retroactive legislation to take away the rights of people. It is frowned upon by the Constitution of this republic. And so clearly we are first and foremost indicating to the Honorable Minister for Communications that the current deadline that she has given, even though we acknowledge it's an extension, is inadequate. And that this side of the House, having gone around and see the suffering, and I'm just telling you, on your way home, you pass by the Elwak Stadium, you'll be shocked. Go to even the headquarters of the NIA. You'll be shocked about the thousands of Ghanaians who are still there. This is in the urban areas. So if even those lying flat on their bus can see God, what about those face down? In urban areas, they cannot get access. What about those in the rural areas? So this is a very serious challenge for which we are calling on the minister to endeavor to extend the deadline at least to the end of the year, to enable as many Ghanaians, the millions of Ghanaians who still don't have the card, to be able to possess the card.
The exercise, which began on 1st October 2021, was originally scheduled to end on 31st March 2022, but was extended by the sector ministry to 31st July 2022 due to the fact that over 7.5 million citizens and residents at the time were yet to obtain their Ghana card to enable them register their SIM cards. It has then subsequently been extended to September 30, 2022. According to the minister, as of July 20, 2022, the total number of voice SIMs stood at 41,979,398. Out of this number, 15,395,607 had linked their Ghana card to the SIM cards. Some George, however, argued that failure to extend the deadline will have their security implications.
The foregoing leads us to say that the Minister of Communications must, as a matter of urgency, rescind her position on this matter. This is because we have evidence of persons' inability to acquire the Ghana card and have resorted to using other people's Ghana cards to register their SIM cards. This in itself is counterproductive because this will lead to us having a database that is compromised, a database that has SIM cards that are not registered in the names of the persons who are holding them. And so the action by the minister to set an unrealistic timeline is compromising the validity of the database that is going to be put in place. The minister must exercise her administrative authority in a way that complies with Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution. And that says that the discretionary power must not be used in an arbitrary manner. The minister's actions are in flagrant disregard for Article 296 and seek to create a situation where telcos who have invested in infrastructure in Ghana will lose out on the very citizens for whom they have made the investment. How do we say we are making giant strides in digitalization if we are taking away the access and tool for the digital world from the hands of persons?
He challenged the National Identification Authority to show the sector minister its competence and technical ability. Additionally, he reiterated the minorities' support to Ghanaians and the telcos.
We urge the regulator, the National Communications Authority, to show their competence and technical abilities by notifying the sector minister of the impropriety of her actions and directive. We also wish to assure the telecom companies operating in our jurisdiction that as a minority, we are concerned about their well-being and operations. For anything that affects their operations affects their workers who are our constituents. We can assure them that the minority caucus will continue to use all means available to us in Parliament to ensure their operations are not affected by poor policy decisions taken by persons at the helms of affairs.